Hey, welcome to another Fox 411 and Kiss Country Neighborhood News. I'm Harry, that's Jay, and that little elf over there is Tyler Anderson, all right?
Hey, good
And
morning.
yeah, the guy that wears many hats, kind of like we do. We all wear hats, guys. We all wear extra hats.
Well, to me,
Yeah,
it looks like I'm the only one.
Oh,
yeah,
well, I meant not now.
Oh,
I meant in for a living.
not literally.
Yeah. Of course, I guess I retired from one of my things or one of my I retired a hat already, so that's good. No, Tyler, yeah, we know him from Roller City. He's also the guy in charge down at Elmwood St. Joseph Cemetery, and they've got a really cool thing there that's going on here this weekend. And we were talking about it before we went to air here, but it's called Wreaths Across America.
Yeah,
So, Tyler, welcome to the show.
thank you.
Tell us, what is Wreaths Across America?
Yeah, so it's a global program, and the core idea is that to honor veterans by placing fresh wreaths on their grave sites. And last year, across the world, there was millions. I mean, well over 12 or 13 million is what I saw last year. It's a incredible, really simple, straightforward program to honor veterans during a really busy season. And so we got started. It would have been late spring. I've got a friend that runs a cemetery or several cemeteries down in the Des Moines area, and he suggested looking into it. And it was right around that same time. We had a few volunteers show a lot of interest in it, and so we started pursuing it. And internally, we thought, hey, we've got a total of just over 2,300 veterans in the cemetery right now, which is about a little over 10% of our total population in here. So that's a lot of, that's a lot. And then someday we hope to give everyone a wreath, is now what we're kind of aiming for in the future. But we thought for this year, let's get this down. Let's get a good feel for all this. And, two, maybe 300 would be a great win for the first year, just to get our feet wet, to better understand it. But the citizens and the public had a very different opinion of that. So we've been blown away by the amount of support for this program. What started at 300 to be a stretch goal. Internally, I'm pretty aggressive, and I thought, oh, let's go 400. Let's push for 400. We got our final count just the other day, and it was over 900, like 926 wreaths, I believe. So we're going to be able to put a fresh wreath on almost half of the veterans in the cemetery. And so I wanted to get with you guys and a few other media outlets just to share the great news that, hey, we're able to honor over 900 veterans. And we want to be intentional and try to especially get the veterans that maybe haven't, gotten the attention for a while. We've got some, there's a veteran from the War of 1812 in our cemetery, several Civil War veterans that we'll be able to place the wreaths on. So the actual program is this Saturday. It's the 14th of December. We start at 11 o'clock right inside the cemetery entrance, the federal entrance. If anyone's ever done the Memorial Day service, it's going to be a similar setup. It's about a 10 or 15-minute service. And then from there, we're going to invite people, if you have any loved ones in the cemetery that are veterans, to go ahead and grab those wreaths from us right there and go ahead and place them. Otherwise, anyone that would like to volunteer, it's really simple. Just show up, enjoy the program, and just kind of be fully present there. And then we'll kind of divide people out to help us place the wreaths. With 920 plus wreaths, it's going to take a long time. So many hands make light work. But we anticipate anywhere from 80 to 100 volunteers coming out, which would be just an incredible scene. For my family and I, we look at it and we go, my wife is especially intentional with saying, hey, in the busyness of the holiday season, the chaos of it, it just seems like everyone's schedule just fills up quickly with meaningful and good activities. But it's just so easy to kind of get caught in that rat race of, just the giving part of the season. And so this is just a really tangible moment to just slow down. For us as a family, we're excited to be out there to show our kids, hey, yes, we want to give you a gift to celebrate baby Jesus, but at the same time, there's people that have served and given their life for our country. That's just one of the many ways that we're trying to just show our kids, hey, it's a season of giving, not just receiving. And so I think this is a really tangible way to accomplish that. for a lot of families. We've already got, there's a few small groups coming from Grace Church, anywhere from them to, there's a youth group coming. We've got Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, quite a range of folks that are already coming. And so aside from just celebrating and sharing with you guys and your audience what we're doing and to celebrate that victory already, we just want to invite people to be a part of the fun and the way to honor those veterans this Saturday.
So when people come out for the program, what can you anticipate? What's the program about?
Yeah. So it's really just a time to kind of slow down.
The ceremony. I mean, what the ceremony is about. Right?
Yeah. So it's a bringing in of the guard. We've got we'll actually be placing wreaths on crosses that represent the different divisions of the armed forces, and there'll be just a short program just kind of explaining and kind of getting everyone's mind right for honoring those veterans.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of call it the goldfish effect. You don't just buy a goldfish and throw it in the water. You kind of give it a chance. And I think during the business of the season, Jay, it's really good to kind of go, okay, I know this is something on your schedule, but here's why this is important. And it's kind of just to transition your mind, and just body posture from, okay, we gotta get to the cemetery by 11. It's just kind of that, kind of landing that plane and transitioning into that and just saying, hey, this is why this is important. And, it's really cool. One of the things that Wreaths Across America does a great job with is as we're doing our ceremony, the entire country is doing their ceremony at the same time. Oh. So millions of wreaths are being placed simultaneously. So, you're really part of this big, big movement, anywhere from the Arlington National Cemetery to Elmwood to anywhere else that's doing this. And so, I think people enjoy being a part of something bigger than themselves. And, the veterans, luckily, we can accomplish that by being a part of this, but also knowing that, you're part of, hundreds of thousands of people participating in this at the same time.
2-in-1 question. So are you taking donations from people, or how did you pay for the wreaths, or is this part of the program?
Yeah. So great question. So we did some advertising, just some like banners outside of the cemetery, as well as we put some information in the water bill mailer. We're able to do that since we're part of the city. Did some radio, some ads with you guys, part of the holiday greetings. We encourage people to be a part of that. So the donation window has closed for that because they just have to have a cutoff date for this year for the wreaths, just so they know how many fresh wreaths to make and to send out to us. So at this point, if someone hasn't been involved or would like to be more involved, it would just be that day of on the volunteer side. And like I said, there's no need to sign up. We just want people to be fully present and to honor veterans is really our heart. So we're kind of crafting that morning around that. So you don't need to know anything beforehand. Just be fully present and be in a posture that honors veterans is really kind of what we're hoping for people if they want to be involved.
Yeah, it's an interesting little thing to do. Is this the first year doing it, or are you done?
Yeah, it's our first year doing it. We've kicked it around before. It was just kind of a timing thing, and I'm always one that if there's some people that kind of have that blend of, hey, we're stepping up, we're interested and we have the capacity and the ability to do it. We're working with the Daughters of the American Revolution. They're an organization in the area, and they're a global organization. It's essentially women that have a direct lineage back to folks that served in the American Revolution, which is pretty cool. So there's a lot of history with them. The other group that's really been at the center of it is the North Iowa Christian School. They've done a great job of facilitating and being a part of it. And a lot of those kids will be there volunteering that day too. So that school is done. They help us Memorial Day. They place over 1,000 flags on veterans' graves. And so they're really keyed in on veterans and honoring them and showing those kids, hey, there's more things going on than what you see on your phone or on the screen. There's a bigger world out there, and it's great to participate in that. So they've done an awesome job as well and have been heavily involved with that.
Tyler, do you have one close to you there in the office? Can we see what the wreath looks like, or
no? They cut them and do them at the absolute last second, so they're as fresh as possible.
Oh, wow!
Okay. We'll be receiving them Friday. I want to say there's 12 in a case, and so we're going to get a couple of pallets.
Are they good size wreaths? I know
they are. Yeah, they're good size
house, but I didn't know if they were different size for cemetery plots. I mean,
Yeah, no, they're good size. I want to say they're 1.5 to maybe 2 feet across, something like that. So they're good size. They definitely fill the gravesite.
okay.
Yeah, so something that's pretty unique about this too is it's not only, hey, let's do a mad dash to just drop these wreaths off. I mean, part of the honoring side of this is, we'll give you a map and some general locations to find these grave sites. But as you're approaching it, part of that respect and honor side of it is as you approach it, you speak their name. And kind of how they serve, and you thank them for their service as you're placing that wreath. So it's really just a humble experience. It's a celebration of the veterans, but it's also like thank you. It's really
Yeah.
it's that posture of just of gratitude.
Hate to be blunt here, but how can we get all the veterans a wreath? I mean, I know it's
Yeah,
not going to happen this year, and
yeah,
it all determines on what donations, right?
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
So now that it's just as we're kind of building that donor base. One thing that we wish we had more time to do was to work with businesses, because just a really tangible way
sure.
to get clusters of them accomplished.
Mm.
And so we've been in conversation with several of them. We feel like I've got a friend who's a wedding videographer, actually, Drew Meineke, who's coming out and taking video of everything. So we'll be able to kind of promote that better next year. I think
Very nice.
just seeing that visual, for our own cemetery, it's just different. You see this nice, national ad or promotion on it. It's completely different than going, oh, I drive by the cemetery every day on my way to Quick Star. Like this is, it's just, it feels different when it's in your backyard and you see that visually. So I think that'll help immensely. That'll really give us some legs moving forward for those that haven't been
Well,
involved, that want to learn more and to kind of actually see the vision and the value behind it.
maybe you got to get a year behind you, and then maybe next year we can do it for everybody because, well, at least maybe the second half that
Yeah.
isn't being able to be having a wreath, you can at least do that, and hopefully
Yeah.
you get enough. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, so just to give you guys perspective, so talking um, to the cemetery manager who oversees 7 cemeteries in the Des Moines area, and so he always shoots for between 1,000 and 1,100 wreaths each year. So the fact that we have 100 to 200 less than him on our first year
Yeah.
is really, like,
That's
just to give the audience perspective, like that's a lot. Like
yeah.
that's a lot of wreaths for a first year. So thank you to those that have given. It really is a unique, simple thing that we can honor the veterans again in a chaotic season of life. And so I think we're looking forward to it. I mean, I love big woohoo things, whether it's a concert or running events. And so,
Mhm.
but this has exceeded even kind of anything that I would have anticipated for our first year. So thank you to those that gave, the businesses and individuals, and we'll announce as many of them as we can. That would like to be recognized that morning, just so there's some recognition there. But I think everyone just gets it. I think we've got a lot of great veteran support in general in this area. And you guys highlight a lot of those events. And I just think it's just another thing. Like, yep, you do it. This is just not even a question. That just, yep, the chips are in, and we want to be a part of this. And so that's very much what we saw throughout this whole process.
For
So
anybody, go ahead.
you got anything else to add to all that exciting stuff going on this weekend?
It's on all
We
day. It starts. The ceremony's 11, but is it going to be? People can come
No,
out.
it's going to be very short. Yeah, we should have mentioned that. So part of the nice thing about this too is it is pretty concise or pretty short. It's not, you're not committing, hey, let's volunteer all day. I'll be about start at 11, and we're anticipating everyone being kind of wrapped up by noon.
Oh,
So it won't be this. You're not. Well, I'm not saying, hey, everybody on the internet, in
yeah.
2 days, can you spend all day at the cemetery? It's
Yeah.
more of just like, hey, come for an hour. I think
Right.
this will really be for us. Like I mean, growing up with my dad, he was always a big Christmas Vacation fan. So it was like, we'd always have to watch that movie Christmas Eve, and they go to bed, quoting that movie as you're falling asleep, and you wake up and there's the Christmas gifts. Or some people have, we always ring the bells, at Hy-Vee East, or anything like that. There's different traditions that everyone has, and I think this is really something that people could plug into this year, enjoy, and really potentially make part of their routine each and every year. It's just a tradition that it just gives perspective.
You bet. Hey, one final question, Tyler.
Yeah.
Are the people that have loved ones that are veterans that are buried there at Elmwood,
Yeah.
do they know whether they're going to have a wreath or not?
They don't. So there was two ways to kind of approach this.
Okay.
One was we only take donations for specific individuals. We have a master list, and then those people have to come out. Where we felt like,
Okay.
in conversations with a couple of our early donors, and just as our core kind of leadership group, we felt like it made a lot more sense that, hey, if you want to buy 2 or 3 for your loved ones, we'll just encourage you to show up. If you don't show up, we can't. I mean, it's just impossible, especially with 900.
Yeah.
Oh, why didn't Uncle Bill get one? Well, I mean, we're organizing 100 volunteers to get this done in a fairly decent time frame, and so it's just hard to get every single one. So what we've done is people have come in to the office, or they're ordering online. There's spots to just kind of say, hey, if you're here for your loved one, please show up that day and be the
Sure.
person to honor that veteran, because that just makes it way easier. So at the ceremony, we'll have the flatbed trailer right inside the federal entrance. We'll also have a cemetery tent there. Shout out to Jitter's Coffee Bar. They're giving us some delicious hot cocoa, and we'll have cider, we'll have coffee there. So grab a cup of coffee or cider, and then enjoy the short program. After the program, we'll just explain to people, hey, if you have any loved ones, just step over into this tent and grab as many wreaths as you need. And if you're not doing that, and you're just helping us just generally honor veterans, please come to the other side of the cemetery. So we'll direct them to the other tent, and that's where all the other wreaths will be. And so from there, that's where we'll kind of divide and go out to the older sections of the cemetery.
It'll be nice to see maybe a video put together, since you're having a videography out there, and
Yeah,
people can see what it is like, after the fact, and
Yeah.
then maybe get more involved with it next year as well. So,
Yeah.
Does Wreaths Across America have a website that people can go to and find out more about? This is a nationwide thing, folks.
Yeah, I'm sure if you just Google Wreaths Across America, I think it's just Wreaths.
That's probably best. Yeah.
Yeah, just it's Wreaths Across America, all one word, .org. I forgot if it was .com or .org, but yeah, there's a lot of promotional videos on there that kind of, there's anything from kind of how they got started to, what, I mean, there is.
When did it get started? How long have we been without here?
I should know the answer to that question.
Has it been at least 10 years, maybe? Or
yeah, at least 10. So basically, this guy has a wreath farm, and he just makes all these. And the first year, he had like 3,000 or 4,000 extra, something like that, just quite a bit extra. And so he just went to his local cemetery and just said, "Hey, I want to gift these to the veterans." And from there, it just started to just take off. People wanted to give. That first year, they even wanted to kind of give, like, wow, this is for veterans. I want to be a part of this. And so he saw it as an opportunity to go, because he's not getting rich off of these. They're only $17 for a fresh wreath. So I mean, it's definitely an act of service for him and his family. But what started off as a few hundred, a few thousand, it's just now been millions. It's basically all they do all year. Yeah.
Weird question, but how long do they stay up?
Yeah. So part of it, because they're alive and fresh, we'll have them on the grave from the 14th until the 28th.
Oh, okay.
And so on the 28th, we'll have a volunteer team, and we'll encourage people on this Saturday, if they want to come back and help, that's great. But just to clean them up, because what you don't want is these dry brown. It's kind of if you ever get I haven't had a real Christmas tree for years, in part because I don't like the pine needles on the ground or the sap, but also because it dries out. You know what I mean? So we don't want that look on the veterans' graves either, and that's kind of a mandate from the Wreaths Across America too, to clean it up. So
can loved ones take them after the 28th?
Definitely, they can pick them up after Christmas. Yeah, whatever's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Tyler, this is a great thing. Jay, you have anything else you want to ask?
No, that's it.
I think
he's covered everything.
Yeah, great stuff here. Wreaths Across America. And Tyler, thank you for joining us here. It's a wonderful thing. And obviously, once we get started, it'd be great to get a huge crowd out there for one thing, but then do this each and every year, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you guys too. You guys have always been so community focused, and just grateful that you guys give us a platform to share about this too. It's
you got it.
Again, we want to celebrate, and then it's a great problem and a great opportunity for those that want to be involved.
All right. Thanks again, Tyler.
Thanks, Tyler.
Yeah.
All right. That's the Fox 411 and Kiss Country Neighborhood News.